of Nigeria represent two of the very unique regions of the country. Recent events involving insecurity occasioned by former herder clashes and the political upheaval in Rivers State has created a situation that calls for peace and calm. So what will be the role of the Southern Zone and Middle Belt Alliance for Peace on these issues? This is the Eastern Eye. I'm Alex Ogbodo. Welcome to the Eastern Eye, a program that x-rays the political, social, and economic developments around us. Joining me tonight is Dr. Sadiq Okolie, National Chairman and Founder, Southern Zone and Middle Belt Alliance for Peace. Thank you so much for joining me on the Eastern Eye tonight. So, one will first of all want to ask, why do we have a Southern Middle Belt Alliance for Peace?
Thank you. There have been terrible conspiracies in the past. Before our independence, the colonial masters divided Nigeria the way they want to divide it, moving people from the cultural areas into another place, and they have nothing to do actually. So, of recent, they have brought so much tension so that we begin to look at our brothers and sisters from other parts of the country to get together and speak with one voice based on what's happening in this country. This is why, after due consultations of the people from the southeast, southwest, in the middle of the Warri, we felt there's a need for to look for our brothers who are in the other side of the country, the middle belts. So we reached out to them. They're all the same people, the same cultural kind of system. We need to get back together, speak with one voice, look at our challenges, and then find solutions to all those things. Then this is why we decided to look for our people to unite together, as we ought to be ab initio. So we are trying to change the Tasuku or the white people that they did for their own interest in Nigeria. This is why the Southern and Middle Belt have decided to come back together, because we have one thing in common: our culture, socio-economy, and everything. It's just the same thing.
But there has been, historical links, especially for those in the Southeast. There's been historical links between people from the Southeast and those in the Middle Belt. And even there is a larger historical link between those in the South-South and those in the Southeast. They were part of the old Eastern region. Talk to us why it is important that this one voice you are referring to needs to happen.
When the people say that when the eyes cry, the nose also cry. Of recent, so much bloodshed have been shed in this country. And they will feel that most of these people that are dying every day are part and parcel of us. If you go to even Edo State, you see some people from the Southeast in Edo State. If you go to Anambra State, you see some people from Kogi State in Anambra State and other things. That means that we were one people before the white people divided us. So then based on this kind of tension, problem we're having in this country, now we'll begin to look for our people from every part of this country to unite together, to speak together, to look for peace from all means, and then see how we can maybe defend ourselves. So actually, we felt that this is the right time for the people of the South to look for the people from the Middle Belt. And they also felt it's the right time for them, from the Middle Belt, to come back to the people in the South, to unite together and make one great people in this great country, Nigeria.
All right, talk to us about how you've managed to draw your membership. How far-reaching is your membership? If one decides to do a roll call of your membership, how many states of the Middle Belt and Southern or Southeast or Southwest will you find your members?
I think I must tell you with all sincerity that in the 23 states that make up the Middle Belt and Southern Nigeria, we have members. So if I add you as a member now, within the next 2 or 3 hours, you see most eminent people from all those areas coming back. It's just a homecoming, a reunion of people with some identity have been scattered by the white people. They have decided to come back together. So we have members from every part of the 23 states that make up of the Southern Zone and the Middle Belt of Nigeria. I am telling you, which is more than 64% of the population of this country, Nigeria. We have checked. And honestly, even beyond what we're saying, the Middle Belt goes beyond North Central states. They have the Middle Belt in Kaduna. They have the Middle Belt in Taraba. They have the Middle Belt in Adamawa. They have in Borno State, in Yobe State. So when we combine those people they call the minorities of all those areas, we have the same culture. the southwest, the southeast, the south-south, the middle belt. We have almost the same culture. So just people that scattered by the white people. But I must tell you that myself, I'm so surprised at the rate people are coming together, at the acceptance of this association. Honestly, I have never called any person from any of these states with all they are saying, we're already there. What surprises me even most was when I called the immediate past Attorney General of Ogun State to inform me about this. He said, you are there? I said, yes. I said, count me in. Yesterday, we had a meeting at the University of Nigeria, Suka. We were having a meeting. We called Professor Omotoye Onodode and talking about a 6-year-old professor. We said, we're trying to organize a kind of peace conference by this program. He said, I'm going to be the keynote speaker. So then if a person of the category of Professor Olorode accepts this group, other eminent Nigerians, past INEC officials, former resident INEC commissioner, traditional rulers and everything coming together, that means there's every need. So it's a kind of reunion, it's a kind of thing that I've been dreaming of that will happen one day. By chance, it's happened now. So, and honestly, I might not wish to advance so much on this, but due to the advanced, conspiracy of the whites and some people from this country, I felt that some people are born to rule, some people are superior, while others are inferior. This is what caused the crisis of this country. But maybe in due course, when we're discussing, we're talking about it in that area.
Okay, let's talk about what the challenges are, especially for Middle Belt and southern zones of Nigeria, because there is always something that brings about something. There is the reason why you're calling them together is because there are issues, very, very, if you want to talk about it, issues that are glaring, touching on our safety and survival as a people. So let's talk about what the real issues are for you, why you are, trying to galvanize people from these zones. Specifically, let's start from the Middle Belt. What are the issues really?
Well, you know that every day, either in one place, in one community, one local government area, one state or the other in Middle Belt, people are dying every day. You ask yourself, why should maybe people keep quiet when number of people, 200 people killed in a day, some people killed in a day, people be massacred for no reason, just because they're human beings. And when you look at those who are massacring them, they have their own place very safe. Then they leave that safe haven they have and come to another place and begin to massacre them. So it is so painful. So at a point we felt, these people that are dying like this, if we keep quiet, one day after they have finished them, they'll come to us. But you also know that they're already here. In some part of the Southeast, there are some crises, or some people who are living in the bush, we don't know where they come from. So we're now saying, what they are doing now in our bush is what the other people did, and everybody kept quiet. At a point, it got to the point it is today. Then we said, no, let's begin to find a common strategy for, survival and others. So some days ago or some weeks ago, in Ogoni land, some people were killed by some people in the bush, herdsmen in the bush. And there was a very heavy protest in River State, where they even told the police or that if they don't come out to go and defend them, that they will defend themselves. In fact, they're even saying that they should allow them to defend themselves, then take law into their hands and defend themselves. In some part of Enugu State, some time ago, it happened. In Uromi, in Edo State, it happened. So, you could just imagine a situation where somebody's carrying arms and everybody keep quiet. And others cannot carry the machete. When you carry machete, you have to give the reason why you're carrying a machete. I have carry arms. But I must tell you that those who are doing this, majority of them are from outside this country. Majority of them are from outside this country. So in every part of this country, you have good and bad people. So, but those who are keeping quiet when this thing happens, we can call them accomplices of what is happening. Because the whole Nigerians are supposed to be crying together. Are supposed to come out together and said, this thing is enough. For God's sake, in Plateau State alone, more than 5,000 people have been killed in this year. If you check very well. It's not that it's enough. It's still continuing every day. In Benue State, it's happening. And Benue and the Enugu State, just a few kilometers from each other. So if by now we don't begin to think about how we can find a common solution to all those things, then there's every tendency to persist. And if it persists, that means there's trouble. So we find the need to get a particular platform we're going to use to get our people ready. Ready in the sense, who are ready and begin to cry, the world will hear us. But who will cry one by one, the world will hear us. The number of people being killed in this country, Nigeria, are much more greater than those that are killed in Gaza. But when a person is killed in Gaza, the whole world cries. Some countries declare public holidays to mourn them. But thousands have died in Nigeria, and the world seems to close their eyes. So these are reasons why we said no, enough is enough.
All right. I mean, so having started that one, let's talk about the southern part. There are concerns. I mean, the Middle Belt, they have a peculiar problem. And just staying on the Middle Belt for quite a bit, is it possible that having lush green land and fertile soil and having fresh water by the side can be something that you regret having? Because being an agrarian society can sometimes expose one to, invaders who are also looking at the fresh water and the lush green land. Is this about land?
No, it's pure political. And moreover, it is matter of somebody who is, people who are greedy, who have ulterior motives, who insist that what they have is not enough than anymore. Like I said earlier, I see some people feel they are superior and others are inferior. So whatever they need from those who they feel that they are inferior is their right. Whatever and however they get it is their own right also. So this is why they try to come. The world today, no place you can say is a desert. You can convert a desert within 6 months, like Israel and other areas. So if the place is not fertile, they can make it fertile with technology. But no. I must tell you that there are one funny thing that people maybe begin to ignore. You can see that in the South, they have so many mineral resources, like petroleum, for instance. But in the North, they have something which is more costly, more important, more precious than what we have in the South. But nobody talks about it. Nobody explores it. It is maybe kept for a particular reason. Then every person comes to the South to go and begin to work, to go and explore what they have in the South. And when you look at the most painful aspect of it, that even those people that owns that land that produces all those things don't even have access to it. Strangers that come from other places come and take over all those things.
So typically, do you think that this is about lopsided interest? Because because you've just explained it now, well, the South is known to have lots of minerals under the soil. But there are also things under the soil in the North.
No, I'm saying.
Yes, but so that's why I'm asking, is this rather a lopsided interest?
I think it's just I can say it's selfishness. When someone is greedy, when someone is selfish, when someone is, the way it is a wicked, ruthless, mean, to a point that what you have, you keep it and look at what others have. They can't go to school, they can't get a job, they can't do anything. You explore them, push them into a point of suppression, point of submission. Take what belongs to them, develop your empire. And then what you have your own, you control them by yourself. No, it's painful. And this is why one of the reasons we want to address and beg them that let there be fair, let there be equity in dealing with the people of the South. Let there be equity in the people of the North Central. These are God-given resources that have been there for thousands of years, that our forefathers have protected. I don't even know what we can tell our parents, maybe when we die, and say people are cowards. But we stayed in this area and maintain peace and everything, security and peace in this area. We lived thousands of years and we left for you. Some few years, you lost all of them. It's painful.
I mean, you have become generational with the analysis, and we'll take a very quick break. When we return from that break, we'll be joined by another of our guests here on the Eastern Eye. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Eastern Eye here on Afia TV, a program that x-rays the political, social, and economic developments around us. We're joined now by Dr. Kingsman Chikelu, the Managing Director, Diaspora Hospital, Abuja, and Chairman, Nigerian Diaspora Organization for Africa Continent. Thank you so much for joining us on the Eastern Eye.
Thank you.
So we're here talking about...
Thank you, viewers.
Yes, we're here talking about how the Southern Zone and Middle Belt can have an alliance for peace. Is it easier said than done? Because when you talk about peacekeeping, peace talks, peace everything, is it easier said than done? People are dying every day, but we're talking about peace.
Thank you. Peace is inevitable when there are crises. And these are the closest neighbors in terms of the geopolitical zone of Nigeria is concerned. And it's possible. It's possible. A lot of factors have proven it is possible. And it's just to work on those factors, and we'll get it there. Recently, we had issues where some leaders have come to explain that actually there is no problem with the southeastern part of Nigeria in terms of the history of the things that divided us before, the things of the Civil War. And the Southeast have been vindicated through the book recently launched by the former president of Nigeria, General IBB. And ever since then, we have seen the innocency of the Southeasterners, making us now the best bride, you know, because when you're talking of marriage, you know, the best bride. So the Southeasterners are the best bride of the Nigerian society. So we are free to go, and we are good to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you've said that, but the way Nigeria is structured, for you to go anywhere, you can't go alone. For instance, if you are talking politics specifically, you can't go alone. You must align with someone. I mean, but you can't talk about alliance if the situation or the circumstances are not calm. They call it enabling environment. If you don't have enabling environment to politic or to do business. So hence there is that need for you to close ranks with your neighbors. How important is it for people of the Southeast, South, and Middle Belt to close ranks in a way that their ranks will not be infiltrated?
Well, actually, that takes us back to the need to understand whom we are. It is very easy to understand that the Southeastern, the South, and the Middle Belt, we have a lot of things in common. We have a lot of economic-oriented unities, cultural unities, and when I say culture, I mean social-cultural too. So it's all about getting these things together, because even if you go in terms of language area or issues, we have almost one language that covers all these regions. But just as you talk about annexing the political environment, I can say we only have one little thing that is remaining. You know, one little thing that is remaining. And I know the stakeholders are already talking on it, looking for solution. There are some leaders that are supposed to gain freedom. And there are some discussions that have to be on the table. And then those discussions is what I can say everybody is ready to talk about now, so that we can achieve this enabling environment, so that we can do the proper politicking. It's just a matter of bringing up our mind together, just as we're sensing the spirit of togetherness everywhere. So we just have to ignite it.
Okay, great. Let me come back to you, Dr. Sadiq Okolie. Let's talk about River State, because part of your press release also referenced River State and the need to have peace, talking about the House of Assembly, the governor, and the other stakeholders there. And I ask again, is it easier said than done? You are calling on the president to broker peace. And may I remind you that the president has also intervened before. And a lot of people believe that what we have now in Rivers State is technically the way it is brokered by the president.
Well, of recent, you can see that when the uncle of the immediate past governor of Rivers State, who is the Minister for Federal Capital Secretary Abuja, Wike, the uncle died, so Barrow was with him in the same car. So I want to tell that Tinubu have done a great job in the issue of Rivers State. So he has settled them. It's just a matter of time to harness everything they discussed and peace.
Is it an uneasy peace? Is it Fubara bending over backwards? Or is this what people call peace of the graveyard?
Oh no. That was initially when they had meeting in Abuja. But right now the tension has come down. So both of them have been so sincere when they speak, and they have found out the root cause of the problem and have resolved everything amicably. And then, in politics, it's a matter of, I don't know, because some people say constant conspiracy. Your interest, my interest, but everything. So they have harnessed everything. So Fubara have agreed on certain conditions, and we have sorted down. So Tinubu have done a good job. In maybe some few moments to come, everything will come back to normal in River State. I assure you. We're aware of that.
All right. So where do you think the Rivers people come in on this? Because you're only hearing Fubara, you're only hearing Wike. Rivers people, do they really matter in this?
Yeah, sure. They really do. So, but in politics, like I said, so the people that matters are the leaders. In politics, the followers are standing watching to see what will come out of it. And when there's crisis, just like when two elephant fights, the people are the grasses, they suffer it. So, but like I said right now, it's unfortunate. Rivers have been a volatile area in Nigeria. There are people that seem to know their right because they suffered so much due to these pollutions, environmental pollutions and other things. They have seen poverty, they have seen so many rough times. So it makes them to look as if they are aggressive. So then they took it even into politics. That in any way, you look at someone from the Niger Delta, not just River State. So when you want to try any trick on them, they get aggressive and everything. But in politics, it comes that way. But thank God, like I said, so they have come to understand there's a need for give and take in politics, and there's understanding right now as we're talking, based on the discussion they have with Tinubu in Abuja. So Tinubu Wike have softened, the governor have understood. So very soon he'll go back to the seat and complete this.
All right, well, Dr. Chikelu, let me have your take on this. The president has intervened, and are you confident that in just a matter of time that the governor of Rivers will be back?
Yeah, it's just like when we cited the fact that we are opportune in Nigeria today to have a leader that listens, a leader that have the mind of a father. When this matter started, it was like the usual Nigerian thing: do me, I do you. And the governor is so powerful at his corner, using the executive power that is given to him. And then Wike, a fighter and a serving minister, closer to the central government, also exercising his energy and the way he can. So it's supposed to be, if not quenched, it's supposed to be a catastrophe, because it have already started when Mr. President came into the matter as a leader indeed, as a father for the nation indeed. So there is no doubt that there is peace in Rivers State, because me and you are witness of what is going on, even if we are not there. But this particular, tomorrow is burning of House of Assembly, the next day is organizing the election. If you come, it's your own. If you don't come, we do it. So those divide and rule, those hit them, kill them, is no more there. Fubara have understood the fact that a governor is governing everybody. And Wike have understood the fact that a governor should be allowed to do his job. So all the things that were making them not to respect their limits have been sorted out in this peaceful initiative, this elderly initiative that the Mr. President have brought. And you know our Nigerian thing, I have to remember that even some agitators then were like, why should Mr. President come in? They were invoking laws. But I thank God the type of president we have, he was not moved neither left nor right. He maintained his position, and now we are all seeing the fruit. So River is getting on board with peace, and governance is coming back in the way democracy has spelled it. So I don't have any doubt that we have achieved something through the decision the Mr. President have taken.
All right, okay. So at the end of the day now, let me go back to you, Dr. Sadiq. The expectation in Rivers State is that there's going to be lasting peace. And, I mean, you have to admit that Rivers State, you haven't seen in the open any breakdown of law and order. You haven't seen that. So, meaning that the people want a life that is not, ridden with a lot of violence and all that. So, at the end of the day, is it safe to say that if the governor comes back, that it will be a victory for Rivers people, or is it going to be a victory for Governor Fubara?
No, it's we're in a situation. It's victory for everybody. So when he comes back, you might be surprised that if he's coming back to Rivers State, he might even go with Wike. So they go together, stay together, eat together, drink together, and then make sure that River goes forward. So if he comes back, it's going to be a victory for the Rivers State people, and not for himself alone.
All right, so Dr. Kingsman, let's talk about a few other issues, because you are involved in diaspora matters. And there are lots of people from these regions referenced who also are in diaspora, passing through one issue or the other. In fact, before you came on air, we just joked a bit about how much issues that end up on your table as someone who is occupying a very pivotal position. Just help us put it in perspective. Is it possible, do you have an idea how many people from these parts who are trying to get to Europe via the desert?
Yeah, it's one of the critical matters that we are always dealing with. In fact, day before yesterday, I had a call from a woman who have tabled her matter for a long time, and then she was, according to her, she was lucky she got my number. She put a direct call concerning her daughter that was taken to Libya with a promise of getting to Europe. And the girl, a little girl of 16, ended up in Libya doing sex work. It's not one, it's not two. Though I promised the mother that we are going to take the matter up. I have spoken with the Nigerian community there, and they have linked me up with the group of a kind of a mafia groups. I spoke with one of them, though I did not identify him as a mafia group, but I know they are in the trade. And he promised me that before today runs off, that the contact of the girl will be given to me, because what we are trying to do is how to hand the girl over to the Nigerian embassy and subsequently prepare for her repatriation. And before all these things, we'll link her up to speak with her mom, which we are progressing almost at 60% to that conclusion. So it's one of them. But generally, this problem spread across the continent. You know, I came back from Cape Town yesterday. We met a lot of Nigerians staying on the street. The first question I asked them, is it that they did not come here with a vision of doing a job? The answer was that some of them came with a job and later did not succeed doing the job, and they end up staying in the streets. And another version is some of them are getting stipends from the social office. for them declaring themselves as people
Indigent.
in the indigents. So, but in terms of the Sahara Desert you mentioned, we have been fighting on this tooth and nail, and that desert issue is subsiding because we are also blocking it from the point of exit, which is the Cotonou border. They used to convey these girls to Mali, some to Senegal, Liberia, and they head from there to the Horn of Africa North. So the truth is that it is our boys who are in this business, and they are playing on the ignorance of the girls, who when they hear like Monrovia, they will think it's in Europe. When they hear cities like Casablanca, when they hear those beautiful names, they will not know, even Bamako, they will think that they're already there. But this is a country that is even worse than what they are seeing here. So they get to know when they get there. So, but as I said, we have started blocking them from the point of exit. They are recruiting more in the south region, like Edo, Delta, and some part of River State. And not forgetting that Southeast also are being recruited, both the girls and the boys. And I don't know even how the thing started, because I have to remind you one thing. We, the people at home, should work on our mentality. There is nothing special abroad, apart from weather different, because I remember I was wearing sweater as of the day before yesterday, and now I can be an ordinary tie here because of the weather different. But in terms of the way you work hard and make money, it's almost the same thing, because I see poor people abroad, just as I see poor people at home. I see rich people abroad, I see rich people at home. So this syndrome of you can only make it abroad is what we should educate ourselves on and stop it. And another thing, whenever you are going abroad, go with a project. Either you are going there as a professional, like a technician, like you now, when you come to abroad now, you'll be like, okay, I'm still in the media. The media houses will assimilate you into the program of media there. You don't have any business in the streets. So, but this thing that we used to do, leave this country, go to another country without a project, this is what we should look into. It's degrading us more. It's causing us to be looked at criminals. When you have our passport, you'll be like, they don't come again. And I don't know, okay, come again. Okay. I want to also say that because of the population we have, so the number of identified criminal Nigerians is higher. It's not that we are the only people doing crime, but it's just like a man who has 11 children in his family, all of them are boys. The other neighbor have like 3 children, 3 boys. So if peradventure on statistics that each 3 boys will produce 1 criminal, Nigeria is producing about 3 criminals, while the other neighbor is producing 1 criminal. I want you to understand this mathematics. So other African countries, you can see the highest population of 10 million persons, like all this Namibia, Zimbabwe, Zambia, even South Africa, they are not up more than 60 million, you understand? So the rate of their misbehaving citizens are few than us with 200 and something million. So our statistic is higher.
The probability is
higher. Yes, high. I like that language. Probability. Yeah, it's high. So it's not that we are too bad. Everybody have their own challenges, but because of our population, we measure more in a higher probability.
The more in number you have, you have more criminals because you are more in number. But it's also on record that Nigerians have more professionals.
Yeah, exactly.
In the US and other places.
Exactly.
Let me come back to Dr. Sadiq. I mean, this is a problem for the Middle Belt and Southern regions because Dr. Kingsman has just painted a picture that is scary. And it concerns this southern zone and middle belt, that's it's heaviest. The people who are traveling abroad are mostly from the southern zones. They are either from middle belt, they're from southeast, or from south or southwest. So it's a problem. Is it part of what you're looking at too?
Sure, we're going to have a program on that, and we're going to have a general orientation for our people. So you must understand that when you have elites or elites, so the thing is that those who know more enter into crime more because they know more. But in other areas, or like our neighbors, I say that even the people don't come out, they may not come out of the house. They lock them up in the house. I say, Bashiga, you can't enter. So when your girl doesn't come out of the house, that's everything is that he might escape some kind of temptations and everything. But we expose our children from birth because of our Republican nature. So, and when they grow up in that way, they have their independent from childhood. And as they're growing up, even most of the time the parents talk to them, they feel they know what even the parents also know. But the other people, their tradition is that you must obey your parents, whether they are right or wrong. But our own is that we're independent-minded. We're going to change that system and begin to give orientation. The more you think you know more than your father, the more danger you're going to meet on the road. You will not find a solution. Because when a child refuses to maybe stay close to elders, there are certain things you don't know. So our people think it's all about money. I think they are about riding big cars, but they have arrived. So they want at all cost. So some gullible people are easily captured with a promise that when you get out of this country, you make it. And they go. Those who were able to survive that ugly station, like the women, mainly from Edo State, per se, will come back and lure the other girls. You can see them with big cars, building houses, malls, and the rest of them. The people think it's easy. And when they go, maybe 1 out of 10 survives. The other ones, some die. The other ones, some maybe get into one kind of problem or the other. So we're going to create a very strong program to address that menace. Another thing is that we're going to have, by September, we're going to have a national conference on peace, stability, and security in the troubled Nigeria. So this, we're going to let the elders from all the regions know the dangers of this trafficking. It's going to be part of that agenda and all these things. It's all the papers we're going to present. So I think from now to the next few years, you see that it will reduce drastically because we're going to face it. It's a challenge to us. I come from those areas. It's a challenge to us.
Thank you. Well, let me go back to you, Dr. Kingsman. Is the showmanship part of why people want to go abroad? Because this whole thing about I have a car, I have a house, but no one really pays attention to how those resources are acquired. It becomes a real problem. And they just lure you, just follow me and go abroad, and then only your life will change. But no one tries to see what is behind our wall they're looking at. So is this about not being contented? Because experience is showing that a lot of the people who are traveling were comfortable here.
Right, why I'm laughing is that you've just hit the response. The inability to accept the one you have and be contented is what is killing us. I don't know if I can say, just like the chairman of Southeast and Middle Belt said, for us to get to where we are now, we have to acknowledge the fact that we are selfish as a people. We are like River Twist as a people. I was coming from my hospital in Enugu here just a few minutes ago. Do you know that somebody was telling me that the structure we made for the staffs, because we're expecting new doctors from outside Nigeria, so we have to make a good structure for them. They say it's too small. It's something that we should create a bogus environment. So I'm like, wait, you see, it's the Nigerian mentality that one car is not enough for you. And they used to ask you that there is supposed to be a car for Monday, car for Tuesday, car for Wednesday, because you'll be changing color of clothes and then color of cars. And then they make it something that if you are not doing it, then they will see you as a poor man who is not doing well. We have this bogus thing of security people around us, the show-off attitude, and people around, especially the other opposite sex and family members like girls, if you're a man, we applaud this. Mm-hmm. And you will be like, so I'm like not measuring up because they are not applauding me. The thing will now instigate you as a human being to follow suit. So this selfishness, in some other countries, let me say, in French countries mainly, if you cross this shore of our border, your behavior alone will identify you that you are coming from Nigeria. Because you don't respect queues. Even in the bank, public places, you see a Nigerian man trying to jump it, like he have 15 programs in a day, want to achieve all. They come to hospital, the same thing. If you're on consultation, they will be like, they will even look at your window where you are seeing another patient, say, doctor, time. A patient who have the name patient, you know what meant patient? Mm-hmm. You are somebody who's supposed to relax. But he said, doc, look at time for you to hear that. So in other countries, they don't have this attitude. I was trying to prescribe a medication for a patient in Pretoria. That was last week. So it was so intense case. I said, I went to the National Hospital because they are not selling drugs in the street. I went to the National Hospital and getting there, I brought out my card as a physician. So the security man said, okay, but you need to prescribe. And for you to prescribe, you need to have the practicing license of South Africa. But notwithstanding, I pleaded, I said, okay, can I take some painkillers, the over-the-counter painkillers? He said, okay, you can make choice. I went there. I noticed there are some non-steroidal and anti-inflammation drugs. I picked 2, and I left. But in the entire hospital, I did not hear any noise. Nobody is pushing through in a wrong way, and everybody was waiting for their cue. Then, I now vision back if it is here. That security man will sell you the drug, even if it is morphine. You know, the morphinic drugs that you can even use to drug somebody to death. You can buy it in as much as you have the money here. So when I look at the confusion that our overspeed, overwant, selfishness have created to us, I'm like, we need to go home and speak to ourselves. We are going too fast. And this thing boiled down to peer groups, families, friends, that you should make it. So when we go abroad, that mentality follows us. When we come back here, it follows us. So actually speaking, we need to imbibe it in seminars. Mr. President, we need to put it in seminars. How do we advise ourselves to reduce this speed? It's too much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I have to thank you both for lending your voices to this. You have to be in a very good stead with your neighbors. That's the only way the land will be peaceful, isn't it? Sure. Dr. Sadiq, I have to thank you so much for coming on the program tonight. And Dr. Sadiq Okolie, a national chairman and founder, Southern Zone and Middle Belt Alliance for Peace. Thank you for coming on the program. And also Dr. Kingsman Chikelu, the Managing Director, Diaspora Hospital, Abuja, and Chairman, Nigerian Diaspora Organization for African Continent. We will, of course, be talking to you more on some of these diaspora issues that crop up every now and then. The Southeast, they like to travel a lot.
And we are more in the diaspora.
Yes.
We even have village meetings.
Absolutely.
Like Afia village meeting.
Yes.
Greater Ogo village meeting.
That's right.
Udi Ezago, chairman and committee members. Can you see the level?
Yeah.
Enugu State.
That's right.
So we are everywhere.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Kingsman. Thank you for coming on the Eastern Eye tonight.
Thank you.
And that's the Eastern Eye for tonight. Join us tomorrow same time for another episode of the program. My name is Alex Ogbodo. Good night.